Hey everybody, Greg Davis, SuperPhilateRockstar.com. I'm here with the finale of the Stripper Chronicles. Just to catch you up, the past 3 days, I've sent out three different emails talking about some experience I had when I lived in Atlanta. So I'll just catch you up real quick, and then we can get on with the finale. So basically, when I first moved to Atlanta, which was like in the year 2000, I really like it was actually we moved in with my in-laws, and my brother-in-law lived there as well, and he was like around the same age as me. So when I got there, we would just hit the strip club hard because Atlanta was known, that still is, as like one of the meccas of strip clubs, especially like not even just black strip clubs, but just strip clubs in general. And so anyway, I just like lost my mind. And they stay open all hours of the night. So I'd be getting home, 4, 5 in the morning. And so my wife was like, look, it's gonna be either him or me. Like this has to stop. So, so I calmed down after that. Just, went, not quite so much. And we ended up moving. We ended up getting our own house, a townhouse, and it was in East Atlanta. And so we were really close to this really major strip club in Atlanta called Magic City, and it's like real famous, and rappers always talk about it. I mean, even now they still talk about it. So that was like the really, supposedly like one of the top, black strip clubs in Atlanta. All right, so Magic City was a spot, and I fell in love with Magic City. I love the atmosphere, the girls. I mean, the dancers. In the food, they had food there. They had these bomb chicken wings, and they still do have them. Just just yeah, the food was actually really really good. Sometimes I actually did go for the food, but it was mostly about the dancers, and it just was a really good atmosphere. So because if you hear like Magic City, like you think it's like some huge place, but it's actually pretty small. I mean, I thought it was way bigger than it actually was. So that's pretty small. So it has a nice, cozy kind of atmosphere. And like I said, there's always like athletes there, or um, you know, rappers or singers or whatever. I used to see like a lot of like famous people there. Yeah, like all the time. So anyway, but I loved it, and it was like back in those days, like I was saying, it was before the whole "Make It Rain" era. Like that was kind of just starting. Like people was actually throwing money, but it wasn't like how it is now, where it's like thousands and thousands of dollars. You could ball out on a couple $100, which is perfect for me because I was just had a regular job back then, or sometimes I didn't even have a job. So $100, you could go there and have a good time for $100, really. So so anyway, so Magic City. So in the course of going there, of course, I got to know a few of the dancers, and one in particular was this young lady by the name, well, we'll call her V, okay. And she had a really good attitude. I remember she was very savvy, and so I saw a lot of opportunity there that I didn't think that they were really leveraging. So so I asked her, was she open to making money outside of the club? And she was like, yeah, of course. And so I was like, well, do you know other girls that are open to the same thing? She was like, oh, yeah, yeah, I know a lot of people. And I was like, all right, well, then, let's talk. I got a business proposition for you. I think I got some ideas, that can, really help you make a lot of money. And so ran some ideas by her, and she was like, blown away. Oh, that's so smart. Right? Yeah, like I never thought of that. Which is a little bit strange to me because some of the ideas were not that earth shattering to me. Now the internet stuff, I talk about some stuff on the internet. And, that really blew her mind because again, you gotta understand this is like the early 2000s, so the internet was around, but it wasn't like nearly to the point of how it is now. So anyway, so she agreed. She was down for my business ideas, and so we put some stuff together. So we had quite a few opportunities, because again, like you gotta understand, Magic City was a top strip club. So many people were moving to Atlanta. Like Atlanta was the mecca. I mean, the city was growing, especially for black people. Like it was like the mecca for black people. I mean, I was there. I moved there because I liked it, and I wanted to be. It was kind of like this the place to be. So there's a lot of people, a lot of stuff going on, and I'm like, you can leverage the fact that you dance at Magic City, to make money outside of Magic City. So we did a few things. I can't get into details, with everything, but one thing the main thing that we did was bachelor parties. Okay, because bachelor parties are real big. Pretty much, most bachelor parties have strippers, and and so they have to find a stripper somewhere. Now again, you gotta understand it's early 2000s, so it wasn't like you could just Google, um, you know, big booty strippers for bachelor parties. It wasn't that type of situation, and you could like go to Yellow Pages and look for different things, but like most of those were expensive, and most of them were white. So it was really more of a word of mouth type of thing back then. Like you knew somebody that had some girls or knew some girls or whatever. And to be quite honest, a lot of it is kind of like pimps, really. People get them from there. But anyway, so I was like, look, I just let it be known, because the other thing too is the age group I was in, because I was in Atlanta between the ages of 28 and 32. I was there for 4 years. So around that age, a lot of men are getting married. So a lot of bachelor parties. So that's kind of what we did. We had I just had a little system where people would get in touch with me through network, and I'd be like, okay, well, how many girls you need? Well, 4 girls. I was like, so it's going to be X dollars, plus tips. Your guests have to tip generously, and they were like, that's kind of high. Like what they look like. I'm like, bro, they dance in Magic City. They hot. So so you know, it was a sweet little lick. They would I didn't really do a lot other than close the deal, collect the money. I'll call V and let her know the details and everything. Meet up with her, give her cut of the loot. Then that was it. I was as they say, I didn't even touch the stuff. I was totally removed from it. So it was a great situation. And I'm not saying like it wasn't nothing I'm getting rich off of. It wasn't nothing like that. I mean, it was like, you know, I don't know, maybe like one, sometimes two parties in a month, maybe. But like I said, it was easy money, and it was cool. So, but what happened was, she ended up moving. Like I actually got her on some internet stuff, and can't really get into a whole lot of details, but suffice it to say that it definitely helped her to enhance her income. And so she stopped dancing, full time, and she wanted to pursue some stuff on the West Coast. So that's what she did. So after that, I was pretty much out of the business because, I had a lot of other stuff going on in my life, and I could have. I mean, I knew enough of the girls I could probably put something together, but I didn't have time to just start over. So that was that. So so fast forward like maybe a year and a few months, not quite, almost a year and a half. I kept in contact with her while she was gone. She had all kinds of adventures. That might be another story. But then she eventually came back to Atlanta, and, I remember her, let me know that she came back, but I didn't really, we didn't really stay in touch. Um, so I was doing other stuff. She was doing her thing, whatever that was. So, but I knew she was back. So anyway, so this friend of mine, he came to me and was like, yeah, this my coworker is getting married and wants to have a bachelor party. Um, can you get me some girls? And I was like, man, I'm out of the game. I'm not doing that anymore. And so, he was like, okay, he was like, whatever. And so then like maybe like a week later, because it was like on a Saturday, he was like, man, please help me. We don't have no girls. We couldn't really find anybody in the bachelor party tonight. I'm just like, man, it's like this is like the worst. It's like Saturday night. I mean, that's like the busiest time. So I called V and I asked her like, see what she could do. She's like, well, I really haven't been dancing a whole lot. She's like, but I'll do it. And so let me see if I can find anybody else. So she got back to me and said, yes, she did find another girl. So it'd be two girls, to do the bachelor party. So I called them back and I was like, look, the best I could do is two. It's short notice because like most of the girls are already working either in a club or they, had some other kind of bookings because it was Saturday night. So I was lucky just to get this ticket to get this other girl. So so I told him, so look, two is the best I can do. So he's like, okay, fine, that'll work because he's I think he said it was like wasn't he said it wasn't really gonna be that many dudes. So so I was like, all right, and so I'll even tell you the price. I mean, because this was pretty cheap compared to how it used to be. But like I said, we had a nice little suite operation before. So basically, he paid me $500 to to get the girls. And so when I called V and I was gonna get her the address and stuff, and she was like, "Well, I don't have my car, so you got to pick us up." So I was like, man, I really don't want to do that. Because like before, like I had never been to the actual parties. Um, like she had some guy, I think paid him like $50, $100 or something like that to do security, while I was at parties. Um, so I never, had to go. So, but dude was desperate, so I was like, fine, I'll be the driver, and the security in this case. So she gave me the address of where to come, and so I get there, and she's like there with it was like several people there, actually, some dudes and a couple of girls. But anyway, so I parked and I walked up, and she was kind of like had her back to me, and she was with some other girl, and this other girl was bad. And I was like, I hope this is like the second dancer. Um, and so I walk up to her, and then she turns around, give me to give me a hug, and Greg. And when she turned around, I was like, what the hell happened to your stomach? Like her stomach was protruding, and so I didn't know if she was pregnant or if she just was fat. Had a beer belly. Like I couldn't really tell. Um, but it was kind of shocking. It kind of stood out because she was fairly small. So yeah, it was like I was like, oh man, I was like, this is not good. Um, who's gonna want to get lap dances from a pregnant stripper, or the belly? So I couldn't really tell, and it was like then it wasn't like I could ask her, you know, because if you say okay, well, oh, how many months are you, or whatever, then she's like, I'm not pregnant, or if you, but you can't really say, well, look like you put on a little weight. I mean, to a woman, just stuff. So I didn't know, so I was trying to figure it out. But either way, it wasn't good. I mean, it wasn't like gross, but definitely wasn't attractive. So then anyway, so then she introduced me to the other girl, and it was the really good looking one that I've seen. I mean, she was really like, I mean, she was like petite. She was pretty small, but really, well shaped and everything. Really pretty face. She was really, um, she was gorgeous. So she introduced me to her. This is B, and the B in this case does stand for bitch because that's what she was. And I'm not one of these people that call all women bitches and stuff like that. Um, I don't do that, but bitches do exist, male and female, and she was a bitch. I mean, as soon as she introduced me, as soon as she opened her mouth, it was just nothing but just toxicity. It was just terrible. And it was such a contrast from V because V was kind of like really positive outlook, kind of upbeat and stuff like that. This girl was just so we go over to my car and I'm like, so look, so here's the deal. And I had already told them over the phone, so I just want to confirm. And I was like, because they gave me $500, so I was keeping $200, and I was giving them each $150. So like, I'm gonna pay y'all each $150 up front. Then the rest of your money, you get in tips and whatever else you do, and then I'm gonna get a cut of the tips too. Um, so because really, I mean, most of the money you get, they make like on the tips. So that's what we agreed. So I gave them the money, And the whole time B is bitching. Like I normally get, I don't normally do nothing for this cheap. I normally, because because when I first saw her and I was like, what is this girl like doing on a Saturday, like not working? Like she could be in a club like raking it up. But as soon as she opened her mouth, I knew it's her attitude. Her attitude. She was beautiful on the outside, but ugly on the inside, and it manifested itself every time she opened her mouth. So anyway, so the whole time she's just bitching him on, oh, I don't only work for this cheap, blah 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 blah. You lucky, blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, you might not, really, but this is the deal tonight, and you agreed, so let's go do the job. So, so we get to the guy's place, and it was maybe like 10. I don't know, say between 10 or 12 guys there, maybe. So it wasn't that many. Um, so so we get there, the girl's getting ready, whatever. This girl, I mean, V is ready, and and so she's like taking forever. She was like a diva, and she knew that she was like, going to be the star of the show. Well, it wasn't hard with V's condition, but even if V was, top notch, still, I mean, this girl was just, she would have. I mean, I had to give it to V. I was like, you knocked this one out the park, because this girl, she was. I just like, so I couldn't believe that she wasn't doing something else, make more money, but she was bitching the whole time. Oh, you shouldn't pay. You should pay me more. You should pay me more. Blah blah. I'm like, well, make your money out on the floor. I already paid you up front what we agreed. So anyway, so she comes up. So they finally get out there. So the first thing they gotta do is do, a dance for the bachelor. So they go, we put on music. So they go out there and they, kind of do their thing. V's on the one side, she's on the other side. So they do their thing, but then V kind of steps aside. So then B, like, she starts doing the most. I mean, the most. Okay, like she went above and beyond the Call of Duty. Way I no, way past what I would. She was doing the most. I don't want to get into details, but she did the most. All right. So anyway, so after that, so it was like they had like a sunken, I guess like living room, and then it was like a little upstairs and like the kitchen and stuff. So that's where I was, like, kind of overlooking everything, and the bedrooms were like up, and so they come up, and so B comes over to me. She's like, I need more money. I need another $150 before I go back out there. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, we already agreed on the what we're gonna do. It's like, yeah, but then I licked his end and did this and did all this stuff to him. And I was like, I ain't tell you to do all that stuff. Like, that's on you. Like, that was your choice to do that. That has nothing to do with me. She's like, well, I need more money, but I'm not going back out there. And so she's going back and forth with me. She's just arguing. She's just being really nasty, disrespectful, just everything. And she knows that she had me by the balls, because it was like her and V was the only two girls there. Most of the guys, wanted her. So I was like, but the thing about it is, like, any concessions that I made to her, I was gonna have to do the V too. So if I got her more money, I have to get her more money. You saw the economics. I only made $200, up front. So finally I was like, all right, look, I'll give you your other. And the other thing was that the groom, because she got him all riled up, so he wanted to do some. So he wanted some additional services, more expensive services, which would have been, around $150. So I was like, you're getting your money right here, blah blah blah. So anyway, so I was like trying to keep this thing afloat. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll give you another $150, but it's gonna be at the end of the night. And she said, no, I want it right now. I was like, no, I'm not giving it to you right now. If I give you them right now, you might just walk out, and which was a strong possibility. Like, I didn't trust her at all. She's like, so I was like, I'll give you actually 150, but it's gonna have to be, after the job is done. So she's like, no, I'm gonna have it right now. I gotta have it now. Blah blah blah. And the thing about it is, like, she could have made so much more than me, because okay, let's just say, like, I mean, if you go to a bachelor party, you're gonna grab, most dudes gonna have $100 in ones. All right, so let's just say it was 15. I wasn't gonna say 15. Let's just say it was. Let's just say a 10 for easy numbers. So that's $1,000. So basically, it's like you can get out there and get $1,000 of the money these guys was gonna throw. Plus, some of the girls um, offered other additional services, shall we say? Totally up to them, and so that was brings in even more revenue. So so they a lot of times they end up making a lot of money because that's what guys come to do to bachelor parties to see strippers and tip them and throw money at them and whatever else they want to do. So, but this girl, she just was like, oh, it was really bad. It was like one of the most. It was a bad experience. Probably, yeah, one of the worst nights. I had another experience like this, similar. I mean, not the same situation, but there's somebody in the industry, so I can't really tell that story. Maybe in a long time. So anyway, so she is just not having it. I'm like, she was insisting that I give her the $150 right then and there, and I refused. So she grabs her coat and takes off. Now, keep in mind what she just finished doing, okay? She just finished doing stripper routine, lap dance and stuff. So she was wearing, like, I don't know, 5-inch heels and like basically like a bra and panty set for the most part. And I told you how she looked. So it's like, and she was petite. She was really small. And so I was like, oh my goodness, let me go. I gotta go get this girl because she had the coat on, but she had the coat open. So she's like half naked, more than half naked, and walking through the streets of Atlanta. So I follow her. I was like, you gotta get back here. This isn't safe. Blah blah blah. Come back. Look, you ain't fine. You don't want to dance anymore. Fine. Via finish the party, and then we'll go. I'm saying no, and so she's going back and forth with me. And it was bad. It was like I've never hit a woman, and never planned to. But at that moment, I understood why. Like when pimps hit women and stuff like that. I understand now. I understand why. I mean, she was literally getting my face talking about, I know you want to hit me. I know you want to hit me. Hit me. I know you want to hit me. And all in my face. And it was just like, I didn't want to hit her. Because for one thing, like I said, she was petite. She was barely 5 feet, if she was 5 feet. Very small, girl. And I was like 6'1". I was probably maybe like 230 at the time. So it just wasn't a good look. So anyway, so she goes across the street to this gas station, and she's in the gas station, and I forget why she was in there, but I followed her in there, and I'm like, look, let's just go. I just want to get you out of here. This isn't safe. And so she's screaming at me, and mind you, you got some scantily clad woman and this guy, and she's tiny, and it really didn't look like a good situation. I could see the people, like how they looking, like they might be like trying to call the cops. Cause that's the other thing, like it wasn't really a good neighborhood. I mean, this was kind of the hood, actually kind of hoodish. I'm not saying it's like abject ghetto or nothing like that, but it was definitely, kind of hood. So I saw like, man, that's the last thing I need. Somebody call the police. So I was really trying to avoid that. So I managed to get her away from the gas station. Then I ended up. Oh no! I actually got the gas station people to call a cab because this is, like I said, ain't no Uber. And I mean, I had a cell phone, but it wasn't like cell phones now. So so they called a cab, and so I put her in. I was like, look, if you won't come back with me, then I'll just with a cab. I really want to make sure that you get home safely, but you're not letting me do that. So, take this cab. Because at that point, that was my number one concern because, I mean, she was in the streets like half naked. I mean, she had a coat, but, and then she would take the coat off. I mean, you don't understand, like, the scene of, like, this girl was, like, half naked, screaming at me. It was just bad. It was just bad. So yeah, so that was that. So put her in the cab, went back to the house, and V was entertaining the guests. She was the only game in town at that point, and she made the money. I mean, I don't think she didn't make as much as B would have made, but she cleaned up. She got I think I can't remember how much she got. At least like $600-700. Um, so it worked out for her. Um, so the pretty stripper ended up with $150 minus cab fare. I know I did give her money for the cab. So she may end up with $150, and V ended up with a whole lot more, just because attitude. So that's a conclusion. The moral of the story: pimping ain't easy. It's really not. And that was the last time I did that. That just got the whole bachelor party thing, the taste in my mouth. It just left a bad taste in my mouth. But that was that. So anyway, let's get back to 2021 affiliate marketing. I have this program called Affiliate Army, the Affiliate Army, and it's unlike other programs that I've done in the past, because before, either I'll teach you how to do it or I'll do it for you. This one, we teach you, but we do it with you. Okay, so we're actually setting up a campaign together, and it's on YouTube, and so that actually has already happened. But we have recordings of the sessions we have so far, so it's easy for you to catch up. But it's really unique because you're building a campaign with us, and because we have several people, well, at least like 10 people, that are running campaigns as well. We have more data, so we can optimize better and faster, and make more money. So it's a really, really good opportunity. I mean, I've run into so many people that I've searched for success for years and years and years, and and I think that this is the best opportunity to get to big money. Okay, we're teaching YouTube right now, and so right now actually the campaign that we're doing is for a biz op type of product, but it's a really hot selling product, really converts really well. But ultimately, the main thing that we're going to be doing is a telehealth product, specifically teletherapy, like behavioral health, virtually. Really hot service. The whole telehealth field is expected to grow to $559 billion in the next 6 years. Okay, that's $500 billion. Okay, so it's a huge market. And I've partnered with a big player in the industry, and I'm heading up their internet marketing efforts. So I have full control over it. So the original reason why I put together the affiliate army was to promote that product. But then I figured, if I'm build an army of affiliates, then we can promote more than one product. So that's what we're going to do, because there's a lot of different opportunities out here. I get them all the time where people have really good products, really good offers, but they want traffic, but they don't necessarily want to put on the network because you got to deal with fraud and some other stuff. Not all networks, but some networks, and so but they don't have the capacity to actually hire people and stuff like that. Plus, it's hard to hire really good media buyers, because if they're really good, they wouldn't be for hire. They'd be doing their own thing. So I just wanted to build a core group of affiliates, teach them how to be super affiliates, so that as these opportunities came down the pike, then we could attack them, as a group, and just really scale out, really big and really fast, and just make a whole lot of money. So that's kind of like the idea behind Affiliate Army. So there's another video that explains it more fully. If you click on the link below to apply for the program, there's a video above that kind of explains it more. But I just want to say, this is something that is really working, and I really feel really good about. And if you're serious about making money online, this is a really good opportunity to do so. So, I've helped a lot of people become millionaires. It's a really good feeling. Some of them, I think most of them I know, but some I don't even know. Some people have approached me just like out of the blue and told me that something I taught, helped them make over $1 million. So, but I think that this program is going to produce the most millionaires of anything that I've ever done, like by far. Okay, I just this program is where it's at. If you're serious about making money, then you need to do it. Now it's not cheap, okay, um, but but it's worth every penny. All right, so click the link below. You can get the full details on it. Got all kinds of bonuses. It's just an awesome deal. It's the best deal going on the internet um, for a coaching program. And you know, I just want everybody to check it out because I know that there's going to be so many success stories coming out of this um, that it's just going to be. I just want to help as many people as I can to become millionaires, to really be able to, if they want to. Some people just want, extra, 10, 30, 40, 50, 60 grand a month, then that's fine too. But I want to teach you how to be a super affiliate so that you can promote anything, whether it's the products that I bring to you, products you find on your own. I just want you to have the skills to do paid traffic. And so we're doing YouTube right now. We're also going to do Facebook as well because the telehealth offers, I think will do, man, I know they're going to do well on Facebook. So YouTube, I'm not sure yet because the price point is lower. But all in all, if you're serious and if you really want to make some things happen, I think that the affiliate army is the way to go. All right, so that's that. Hope you enjoyed Stripper Chronicles, and I'll talk to you later. Greg Davis signing out. Peace.